What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another Musume video. And in this video, we are just going to be training now for the upcoming CM. I believe it is mile distance. And with that being said, we are going to go back and train Oguri Cap, the Cinderella Gray, since this one specifically is mile and long distance, so why not? Plus, I didn't train Cap for the League of Heroes, so it's perfectly fine. At least that's how I see it. I wanted to try something different here. I wanted to see how high I can get stamina without using a stamina card, with just a power card. Just to see, because I want to try out a guts card just to give it a shot, you know. And I think I figured out the whole button thing here, because it basically just lets you find the card that you want to borrow. So for example, if I want to use a Daring Heart card instead, which I probably should instead of the Daring Tack for the Guts card. So we'll go with that. So like I said, I wanted to try using a Guts card instead of a Stamina card, and because I want to see how much more I can get, how much stamina I can get out of a power card, and however throughout this training. So I guess this was just I guess this would just be a perfect time to test that out, since it's literally the first training for this. So so pretty much the usual setup, except I swapped out stamina for guts, I guess, for the card. So Teo and Almond Eye speed cards, Daring Heart Guts, Forever Young Wise, Tamamo Power, and Tazana Friend card. And that is pretty much it for the setup. So we're gonna get the run started, and before we go start the run and go over the comments and all that, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. But yeah, hopefully this works out. Hopefully. Honestly, if we can somehow reach, I would say 1200 be like the max, but I doubt I'll be able to reach 1200. I'll be real. Heck, I don't even know if I'll be able to reach 1000. But I think I want at least, I don't know, 1100. The highest 1200 would be nice, but 1100. But I don't think I could do that with one power card. That's why I wanted to try it out and see while I can, in a way. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, like, at turns like these, I guess I can just like put it on stamina just to see. But I can say, oh yeah, if you guys realize I didn't post a Sigrid summon video, that is because I came to a conclusion that I won't pull for Sigrid. The simple fact is, I don't want to pull for Sigrid because the teams. One, I guess her best stun, right? Her best stunner support would be pretty much Norma, and I think Suna is also paired with her. And my Suna is Cheeks, because I don't have a W engine, like I've said in the past. I know there are other options, like I think Lycon honestly was one of the options. I'm like, honestly, I didn't even completely build my Lycon. Even like, he's close, but I didn't, because at the end of the day I ended up not using Lycon anymore. So I know I could probably use like Dial-In, probably like as a, you know, but I'm like, you know. So ultimately I just said that I'm not gonna pull for Sigrid. Unfortunate, because I do like her as a character, but I can't justify pulling for her. If, well, one, I'm not necessarily worried about my ice element team. One, because obviously, well, there's Promea. Especially if I just remove Promea out of the red meal team, I could just probably add Arya into that team if I have to use Promea somewhere else. Then there's also my Miyabi and Idari teams, so do I essentially need it? No. No, I don't essentially need Sigrid, especially if her team compositions are not in my favor, essentially. I mean, I guess I could take a look at it, what people think. But I think I pretty much had said what her best team comps would be, I think. But it is what it is. Yeah, Norma and Suna, like I said, pretty much her best. I could put Astra as a support instead of Suna, which is fine. But other than that, after Norma, it's Lycon, which I'm not really gonna use Lycon. But I can if I wanted to. Essentially, if you had Sokaku and Lycon built for I guess the Mono Miyabi team in the past, you would have a team ready, but neither Sokaku or Lycon are fully built for me. I don't have Lighter as another option for another stun. Can use Zhao, but for whatever reason, they only think that you could use Zhao with. At least that's what they say. I'm not gonna do it obviously because I didn't pull. But Zhao with Lighter if we want to use Zhao or Lucy or Suna, obviously, because that's obvious one of the best options. And then dial in Sokaku. I'm just like, I think I'm gonna just save for Claret, if I'm gonna be honest. As much as I liked Sigrid, like I said, I can't justify pulling for her. I simply just couldn't. I simply just couldn't. So that is my decision. And then I would assume that Nova most likely just pulled for Sigrid regardless. But yeah, Claret is next. So I think I'd rather increase my chances for Claret. Although I don't know what kind of team she would have because she's a different class. Armor, I believe is what it's called. So it'd be funny if she does match up with Sigrid. I'm just gonna sit here and be like, well, dang. So I think if that's the case, if we can figure that out later on before Claret gets released, then maybe I'll do a last second pull for Sigrid. If Claret ends up being in a whole different team outside of Sigrid, then that'll be a different story. Then I'll probably most likely not pull for Sigrid. that is just a solution that I guess the decision I've come up with. As of right now, I'm not pulling for her. But if she does pair up with Claret, because I feel like she might. Maybe, if I just want to go off how I mean, there was barely any interaction in the beginning of the the story. It was just that goofy scene in the cafe. But other than that, I mean, they could be in the same team. So I guess I'll just wait the 19, 18 days um before Claire gets released and see if she might be able to get paired with Sigrid. And if that's the case, then maybe I'll pull my pulls then. But as of right now, I don't feel like I should pull for Sigrid just yet. So that's my reasoning for not posting a Sigrid video. Also, yesterday, as you saw, I did all the NT stuff, polls and the story. I would talk about the story, but it's very recent. And then Wuwa is already out, but that would be Wuwa is pretty much my plan today. But also yesterday, after I found time, I did the 2 story quests. That was 1, the end, that was like pretty much the end of Nod Cry, and 2, I guess kind of like a in between before Snezhnaya. So now I'm pretty much where I should have been already. And I think the Snezhnaya's current story that they release is like 9 hours for 2 acts. For 2 acts, it's not 9 hours for 1 act, for 2 acts. So I gotta do that, and then hope that I have enough time in the weekend to do that 1 quest. And I also saw I need to do the picture or picture or photography battle event in Zenless, I believe, ends next week or by reset of the week. So I gotta also watch out for that or finish that over the weekend. Other than that, that would be pretty much my plan, because every other game is mostly caught up. Mostly. Yeah, after yesterday, I told myself that for any game, any game at all. I mean, it would be impossible for the games that I do post, like WUA, NTE, Enfield, Zenless, to be behind. But for the games that I don't post, I told myself that starting now, I won't let myself be behind more than a whole patch. That's what I told myself yesterday. So let's hope I keep that, I guess, promise to myself. I guess if I was behind, it would be okay with 1 game, but having like 2-3 games, 2-3 games, that one it's a little harder, because I also have to juggle around. Like right now, I have to juggle around WUA and NTE because they had their recent stories release. So yeah, that's what it's gonna be now. Also, I still need to record the polls for Chengshao, but I'll be honest, I don't know how it's gonna go. I'll be honest. The reason why I say that is because I don't think I have too many polls. So in this case, as much as I'll see how I can do polling for her. But we'll obviously figure that out later, because I haven't done my polls yet. So For you guys, I think that video after this is released would be like around an hour after this has been posted, or 11 a.m. PST if I do upload in time, which I should be able to upload in time. Because by the time this video is up, and by the time that video is up, the polls video is up, I will be. Why didn't I just do a mile distance? Why didn't I? Oh, that's stupid. It's fine. Yeah, by the time this video and the poll video is up, summoning video is up, I'll be in the middle of recording the story for Wuwa. So hopefully we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping it's gonna be another sweet situation where I do end up getting her for the video at the very least. But I also need to win the 50-50 because I did get sweet. So, and then I just hope it's a situation where either I get the weapon early, or just like Sui, since the phase 2 character is a. Although it looks like there aren't any events for whatever reason. I don't know why, because I did check the event stuff and there wasn't like any or much. So that's kind of worrying in a way, but we'll just see what happens. But yeah, it might just be another situation where I either get lucky getting the weapon, if I end up getting Chen Xiao with whatever I have, and winning the 50-50. Or I get the weapon before the banner goes away. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. If I don't end up getting her, I'm not gonna be too butthurt about it. Only because I think her team is basically Dania and Mornier, or Lene and Mornier. So in a way, I do want to pull for it. That way it gives me reason again to have a Lene and Mornier team, because I think my Hiyuki still Lucilla. Well, actually, she doesn't entirely have, that team doesn't have Chisa, because Chisa's with the sisters. I guess I could have them interchange. I guess. It's fine. But it is what it is. We'll just see how it goes. If I don't end up getting her, at the very least, my pity will be built up. But I don't think I'll be able to pull for her in the future. Who knows? We'll see what happens. At the end of the day, it all depends on how my pulls go. Other than that, next week, I don't think any of the other games we play will be updating, because Enfield is, I believe, in like a week and a half, and then Zenless will have to go another like 3 weeks because Sigrid just got released. Like I said, I don't know if I'll pull for her until maybe, like, as of right now, like I said, won't be pulling for her. But if she does match up with Claret, then I'll pull for her towards the end of the patch, or phase. So there's that. And then I guess that's it for me, at least, because I don't know if I'll do any pulls in Genshin for Odette or for any of the other characters, because I don't know much yet. I don't know much yet, so I believe Star Rail is next week, if not in 2 weeks. Or a week and a half. So I think I'm good for now. Yeah, for now I should be okay. Should be okay. For now. So with that being said, I'm gonna start going over the comments from the last video. I do see, I've been refreshing it as I was talking, and I did see that Kazuki and Nova had a little back and forth replies in one of Kazuki's comments. But let me scroll down. And it seems like it's majority Nova, Tanoki, and Kazuki, one each for those two. All right. So I guess I'll start with Tanoki because he was the first comment. Ooh. Will I figured it might have happened. I guess it's fine. I'm used to doing that anyway. But the first comment from Tanoki says, League of Heroes finally over. Seems like this one was kind of brutal. To me, it seemed kind of normal. Because I ended up at Plat 3 as always. So it seems kind of normal to me. Like always, I can get to Plat 4. It just needs a little bit better, more runs before. Yeah, I think if I had just had gotten better runs in gold and silver, like the ones where I got third, even second or fourth, I could have that could have been extra points towards Plat 4. So for me, it's just been pretty normal. Also, 2 dudes got perfect 34,000 scores so far. I necessarily, I'm gonna be honest. I honestly doesn't matter with me because, well, I'm assuming that's how you reach. Oh, I guess I don't know really. Because I'm pretty much just been trying to reach Plat 4, and I know I don't essentially care for a perfect score because I know I won't be able to get it, or at least I shouldn't be able to get it. So it necessarily doesn't matter for me. That's the only way I can think of taking that last part of your comment, because it's like it doesn't really mean much to me. So it is what it is, I guess. Nova says free-to-play mustards. Are they really free-to-play mustards, though? I don't know. I don't know who we were talking about here. All I know is Nova is definitely not the free-to-play mustard. He was, but he's still a lucky mustard in Uma no matter what. No matter what. But other than that, thank you Tanoki for the comment and Nova for replying. Next comment we'll go over is from Kazuki, the only comment from Kazuki, and it says, oh wait, hold on. Do we have, how many do I have? Okay, oh wait, you need to be top 96 to enter extra stage, and I'm unplaced. That is pretty much why I reacted yesterday the way I did, because I was like, I don't think you should be going to the extra stage if you're unplaced. So yeah, that's pretty much why I reacted the way I did yesterday to that comment. So that's why they as in JP Uma YouTubers or VTubers are aiming for 33 to 34k points to reach top 96, and my 30k points is nothing compared to that. Well, yeah, because you're like 3 to 4k off if that's what you're going for. LMAO, I'm happy for nothing. I hence why I reacted the way I did yesterday, where I wasn't exactly like I congratulated you for making it to plat 4, but at the same time I was kind of like, I don't think you made it to extra stage though. Nova says, oh no, Kazuki, you discovered the true nature of League of Heroes. It's not even a plat 4 thing anymore. I did say extra stage is pretty much a whale thing. Unless you actually make it to... Unless you actually make it there as a free-to-play, then obviously, good for you. I feel like you probably can make it, but you'll be like literally the bottom 6. Maybe. Maybe. Kazuki says, yeah, so it's not the end that I got to plat 4. I need that top 96 too. Damn, it will take forever. Hey, man. If you can make it as a free-to-play, props to you. Props to you. CM is way more nicer than League of Heroes. Holy moly, at least for CM, if you get first place on Group A, it's the end, and you get plat badge plus 5k carrots. I did say, like I said, that extra stage is pretty much whale territory. I've said this in the past and I still stand by it. I feel like with how Nova is, I feel like he might be able to make it if he tried. Keywords, if he tried. And Nova replied again saying, CM is just how the Uma endgame should be. League of Heroes is usually just there and they treat it like a side quest. You could think of it that way if you want to, I guess. But with that being said, that is pretty much it from Kazuki. So thank you, Kazuki, for the comment and Nova for replying. And that leaves us with Nova's comments. Starting with the first one saying, Kazuki plat 4, man. These kids grow up fast. I still haven't won plat 4, so... or got into plat 4, so I'm just here. I'm just here. Well, I would want to see which comes first, me reaching 100 gacha or a free-to-play Kazuki or Noki reach top 10 in League of Heroes. I must say neither. You know why? Is because I don't see you reaching 100 gachas, even though you want to, with the simple fact that the EOS thing, games EOSing, and the fact that the only way I see this working out or happening is if you expand more on the gacha games you play rather than just picking and choosing which ones you want to play. That's how I see it. So honestly, I don't think you'll be able to reach 100 gachas if you're just gonna stick to picking and choosing the ones you want to play. You might be able to increase that if you pick up on games that you didn't play in time, like when they were released, or you had thought about playing but you didn't. You might be able to close that gap a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know about reaching it with just games you want to play, because I feel like either somehow, some way you'll make it there, or you're gonna end up not playing gacha games anymore because it was gonna take that long, and you're gonna reach I don't know, a certain age later on where you probably won't even be playing gacha games anymore. So I feel like that you'll reach that point before you reach 100, to be honest. And the reason why I say that Kazuki and Noki will not make it a top 10 League of Heroes, it's because it's top 10 League of Heroes we're talking about as free-to-plays. Well, I just literally said extra stage is made for whales, so there's no way they're gonna do that as a free-to-play. So that for this comment, neither is gonna happen first, unless you do what I said about the 100 gotcha thing. So yeah, you might need to expand if you actually want to reach 100 gotchas. I'm pretty sure there's one specific thought that all Asians have: you either become a lawyer, doctor, or engineer, or disgrace the family. I think that was the old mindset. I think. I don't know how the new generation of Asians are. I'm gonna be honest, because I am technically part. I am not technically. I am part of the old generation mindset in a way. I guess more of the kind of a more towards the old generation, but like slight hybrid in a way, where it's more like part of the new. But yeah, I would say I'm still more of the old gen, because yeah, I was either lawyer, engineer, not even doctor. You could just be medical field in general. At least like a nurse or doctor, I would say. Other than that, I don't know how it is with the newer gen of Asian families. I don't know how it is. I've seen an interesting conversation regarding whether a gacha has skills or not. I think we would need to elaborate on that. It's kind of weird to think of gachas are skill based because you're just using your time and money on it to enhance your account, but that's generally for the PvE ones. Yeah. I don't. It's. I mean, like I said, if you're using. I've said this for. We'll just use Genshin Wuwa as an example. I literally said going into Wuwa. If you've played Genshin, you can pretty much play Wuwa. Wuwa just a little bit better in the combat system and mechanics. And I said the same thing with NTE or Enfield. If you've played these games in the past, you pretty much have an idea on how to do the combat in these games. So it's nothing about skill. It's more like about familiarity. It's the same thing when you play all these games on consoles or like the other actual game, like AAA games and all that. You just have a sense of familiarity if they're similar in a sense. So I wonder if I can just not this, but maybe this. I want to see if this will actually increase my stamina chances. I'm gonna just test it out. But for Uma, you get the skill element to an extent, but that's basically just knowledge base. As for actual skills, I guess Wuwa is there. But then again, if there's no scoreboard, then what's the point, really? I mean, if you're used to Souls-like games, like I said, you kind of have that. I mean, this goes for, I guess, any game that essentially has a boss. If you just learn the attack patterns and all that, you essentially kind of get that Souls like Elden Ring or whatever. At least that's how I see it, because if you don't learn the attack patterns of the tacit holograms, I don't think you'll be able to survive. So I would say maybe that does involve a little bit, just a little bit of skill, or more skill than most other. I guess you could add the contingency contract if you really want to beat it at what 50 level 50 or whatever that is in Enfield. I guess you could technically count that also, in a sense. So I don't know. I mean, if we're thinking about gacha games, I guess if you want to talk about skill, I guess the closest thing I could think of is maybe rhythm games, because it actually, I mean, your reaction time and all that too. I guess depending on how fast you play, if you play in my opinion, if you're playing not an expert, you're just enjoying the game. I enjoy the game playing expert because I like the fast pace, and I guess, in a sense, challenge of expert mode. I did the same thing. Essentially, Guitar Hero also. That is, you know, technically, in a sense, yeah. But if it depends how you, I guess, approach the game, because then it could involve skill from there on, as in like speedrunning and all that. But it depends on the game. But if we're just talking about gacha games, like it could be depending on the approach. Like you could be trying to speedrun defeating a boss. There might be something that might require maybe some kind of skill, but other than that, I don't know. It is interesting, but I don't know if it actually does take skill. I never really thought about it that way, because to me, it's it depends on your approach to gaming. Because obviously, if you're a professional gamer, or you compete in tournaments for games, that would most likely have to involve skill. But gacha games, I can't even make an argument for like, I guess Master Duel, because they do have that competitively. Because Master Duel is it's just like Yu-Gi-Oh! You just gotta know your cards, right? You gotta know your cards. I wouldn't essentially say it's like pure skill. It's more of your knowledge of the card game. That's how I see it, at least. Moving on, man, I need a second Echo set for Imeth and Dania. I know for Imeth, I just went with Fusion Burst for the longest time, but now I'm just gonna switch her to Toon Break if Xingqiao is gonna be taking Denia. Well, like I said, if I get Xingqiao, it's gonna be with Lene and Mornier, because my Imeth team is strictly with Dania and Lupa. Like strictly. At least that's how I see it. And then there's my Taiwanese friend who actually got max dupe for Lova and tried to max out Imeth, but failed so at S3 now. He said he can't clear endgame content. I'm like, bruh, if you spent all those rocks on character dupes, that's a given. I'll be honest, with Wua, that middle tower is such a pain that I feel like you have to have, for whatever reason, I feel like you have to have the like most recent team or whatever. Like you might be able to get away with it with like the second or third most recent team that you could build with the character, like, but it's like that middle tower has always been a pain. I'll be honest. I'll be quite honest. The side towers has always been easy, but the middle towers have always been the, like, what the heck. So, yeah. It's funny because for all these other games, I'm like, yeah, if you have the old characters, you should still be able to do it. I feel like you still can in Wuwa. The problem is, I feel like you have to really optimize your build for all your characters. And the fact that there are like specific conditions to help, like I believe like negative status and all that. I feel like that also makes it a little bit harder, because now you got to worry about the type of team you bring in. Because at the negative status, you're looking at Fusion Burst, Glacial Chafe, Spectral Frazzle. So you could probably squeeze in and see if you could use Zani or Phoebe, and then the Arrow Erosion. So I don't know. But in his case, yeah, he literally skipped out on a good amount of characters for dupes, so kinda on him. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. Kinda on him. Even reading the lore for multiple gachas is entertaining. I've started reading the new reverse lore and I'm getting goosebumps. So, a lot of people are not there for the story or lore, hence the amount of people that complains about the story being too long or not having a skip button. And then those are the same people who quits because of stupid reasons. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. It is just the truth. Honestly, I think I should just do this. That's why I said it's hard to do 100 gotcha just because of the EOS threat. Noki said that's an addiction, but it's dedication. He dislikes gambling, but are gotchas pure gambling though? It's gambling with a pity and free-to-play currency. I wonder if casinos give you events that give you rocks. Well, casinos, if you do have a membership, they will essentially give you free credit to play with, depending the amount depending on your membership level or whatever. And there are events where they could give you cash prizes and all that, but what are the odds of you winning? Worse than getting your pulls in a gacha game, obviously. But I think the funny part about, well, I guess it wouldn't really matter with Noki if all he plays is Pretty Derby is the only gacha he plays. But gacha games essentially have been labeled as gambling because unless you're free to play, you're still technically gambling, just with free currency. But essentially, gacha games is technically gambling. Or it is gambling because if you do end up using money to buy polls, that's essentially now gambling your money. So, yeah, that's I guess how I see it, I guess. But if it wasn't obvious, I'm obviously not against gacha games because I do enjoy playing gacha games. So, I don't know. I would have to say it would depends on how the person is to determine whether if it's an addiction or not. Because you could just be jumping the gun just because someone. I mean, that's a lot of gotchas. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think I can even reach 50, let alone 100. So I don't even know if I could get like up to 30. I probably will at one point, but it's kind of just like I don't know. I don't know. Think we could get this? Hopefully. Can't use. Oh. I guess. I don't know if I need to swipe an NTE just yet. It's all good though, since NTE rewards those who do not spend. I could see that, yeah. Does it? Because I feel like NTE has more temptations to do pulls because of the mystery box or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Um, did I? No, let's do this now. Live streams are interesting to say the least, even if I don't play the said gotcha. I don't know. For me, is if it's watching another person play, sure. But if it's like live stream news about the next patch about a gacha I don't play, I don't see why I would be interested. Just the simple fact that I don't play the game. just that fact alone would be the reason why I don't watch said live stream for said game, because I don't play the game. So that alone is my reason. Because it's like I'm looking at news for said game I don't play, so it's kind of weird for me to even click onto the video. Because I don't think I've ever done that for a gacha game I don't play. So yeah, I still stand by it. I still stand by it. I mean, let alone I rarely even watch live streams for the games I do play, so March 7 is the poster girl for HSR, so that's why I think she's a good candidate for the collab. Otherwise, I have limited knowledge of HSR to even guess otherwise. That's honestly a that's honestly a fair reason, or a good reason. That's fair. I can't argue with that thought. I'll be honest. I can't argue with that thought. Because it makes sense to me. Day 3 of saying Hattori Skin Doko. If you really want to go off the story, your story reason, Nova, you should play the most recent story. Tell me where's Hattori Skin after that. Tell me where's Hattori Skin after this, you see the story or play the story, and explain to me why Chaos gets a skin before Hattori. But yeah, going back home for these gacha updates are gonna be brutal. Pulling in CZN, Mongol, Zenless, Wuwa, and NT, I can't, man. It's gonna kill me with the dopamine rush. I actually don't remember if Mongo's over or gets carried over, because I just haven't really remembered or caught on, to be honest. So Zenless, like I said, I'm not pulling unless Sigrid does end up being in Claire's team. Well, obviously I haven't done my pulls yet. I just realized, am I gonna get I'll risk it. I'll risk it. And NT did my pulls already. I can't, man. It's gonna kill me with the dopamine rush. It's a lot of games to pull for. I was 10 points away from reaching plat 4. Yikes. Yikes. That was literally the difference of getting like 4th and 3rd place, maybe. Or more. With Umas from the last mid-CM, what is this? I was kind of laughing when I saw that. It means that you could possibly make it to extra stage if you wanted to, like I said earlier. First gotcha done, CZN 20 pulls, and we're out. I guess Wuwa's next, but wait, I need to farm more rocks. Wuwa next when NTE came out first? What? And if you're thinking about the Mongol banner, that banner's been out for like 2 days by now. 2 or 3 days by now. But also need to farm rocks first. Also, I just saw the decompression to 80 gigs, and holy, I can't criticize Wuwa for being heavy in the memory department anymore. That's a good thing. I feel like most of these games do that. After a certain amount of time, they do decompress the game to a smaller size. So that's appreciated. I forgot Nikki Persona collab pulls, but I decided against it. With Nikki, you get these mileage tickets every time you pull, so I got around 800 of them. 200 for a SSR character. I'm like, sure, I can use 400, I guess. That's the beauty of Nikki Gacha system. You can actually just hoard a bunch of these just by pulling and using them for emergencies. I don't remember. Because I rarely played Nikki. Or Nikkei. Zena's Gacha kind of wrecked. 40 on Sigrid herself. That doesn't sound like you got wrecked bad. That doesn't sound like you got wrecked. For Sigrid, at least. And then failed a W engine. Gotcha. As freaking usual. Yeah, that would probably be where you got wrecked, because that is usually where you get wrecked for whatever reason. Ironically, I got Juyuin's weapon off rate, so I must insert this mini rant. Mini rant. Let's go. I wouldn't mind that because I don't have Juyuin's weapon. But okay, Hoyo, stop horsing around and buff Zhu and Qinghe. They've been getting left behind more so than the standard S ranks. I think Zhu is still fun to use and Qinghe is just base. Please, Hoyo, I praise you over Kuro just because you're willing to buff the older units, but please think of the cops. I guess. Ooh. And yes, the irony that caps this whole thing. I got Dylan's W engine and 20 pulls. So you got Sigrid's after losing the 50-50, I assume. And then you did pretty well with, obviously you did pretty. I wouldn't say you got wrecked. But yeah, I guess kind of wreck was the right way to say it. NT pulls were interesting. I guess it's down to 17k, but I did a lot. Zonko first copy came in 70, so I'm like, maybe a dupe wouldn't be so bad. So I tried again and got to the 70 mark. I was like, maybe I could get 2. Then bam, 2 Zonkos and 1. I went to 80 for the weapon, but those 70 keys in the shop saved me. That's why they're there. That's why they're there. I guess I am skipping the next character regardless. I think I decided on that too, so I guess high five on that. High five on that decision, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I will be pulling for Linko, although I did try her because of the story. She's interesting to use. She is interesting to use, but I will say I do want Nasha. No debate. No debate at all. It's the blue-haired girl that they've already shown pictures of before, so if you know her, you know her. If you don't, then I guess you didn't pay attention enough. Because I swear, if you saw the live stream, I'm pretty sure there was a live stream. If you saw the live stream, I'm pretty sure they would have announced her there or showed her there. Last but not least, 80 pulls for Mongol, and that's that. The new recruitment event is insane. You can reroll until you get the SSR character you want. I ended up with Flare and that Electric Girl and another dupe of the Ice Sword chick. I just had to save my result just because the item you need to claim this pull is from logging in for 2 weeks. Did I not get it? Oh, you save your result. We get it in 2 weeks is what you meant to say. I forgot what other games have done something like that. But oh well. Other than that, I think that's it for... I guess I could do my result, but I haven't. I think a game that did that... I forgot what game... I think D4DJ did that, if you know that rhythm game. Or it did give a free ticket like that, where you can save your result and then use a ticket. But I wouldn't say it wasn't unlimited. It was, I think, 10 or 11 attempts, and then you just pick the best one out of all of it. Rather than you just keep it rolling. I'm assuming in Mongo it's just keep it rolling, and then you just say what you want. But other than that, thank you, Kazuki, Nova, and Tenoki for the comments. Appreciate as always. I'm going to refresh and see if I need to go over any other ones. I guess not. And then let me go check if there's anything else. I guess not. So yeah, that would be pretty much it for the comments. Thank you, Kazuki, Tenoki, and Nova once again. I don't know how I feel about the run. I feel like it's gonna be good enough, but then I could be wrong. But then I could be wrong, so I don't want to say like, oh yeah, I probably got a US, and then I don't. It could be a high UA, just based off how it looks. So we'll see. So we'll see. But let's just keep getting some skills, and then I do need to record global also. I just realized that. It is Thursday, right? I'm not tripping. Yeah, it's Thursday. I do need to record global, so the Wua story might be really late today, or I'll post a story tomorrow. So we'll either get it today or tomorrow for the story in Wua. I think I'll probably try and squeeze it in for today. Did I miss out on something? Maybe. Because I definitely don't have any more. I guess I'll just grab the long distance ones. Because at least it's something. I don't even know if I could. I guess. Oh, here. I want to wait. Do I have another long distance one? Or should I have just grabbed the between? You know what? Let's do the betweener one rather than the medium distance. Oh, there. We'll just go with that. But let's just see how we did as we did get an S in mile distance. And about like close to 1100. So when it comes to stamina. So I'm quite interested to see how this goes, because stamina could have made it where I want it to be. So we'll see how it goes. Because now I'm pretty intrigued about this setup. UA 5, like I said, it felt like it could have been better. Definitely wasn't. Definitely wasn't. But I am intrigued about this setup. So we'll just see how it goes in the future with other Umas. Although I do want to try Suzuka Great Escape, so I'll be using a stamina card there, obviously. But ended up with 2220 on speed, 1090 stamina, close to 1100, like I said I wanted. 1707, which I believe is max on power. 1365 on guts. I think I want at least 1500 on that. And then 1468 on wise, which as high as I can throughout the run. So then as aptitude on mile distance. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it with this for this video. If you guys are making this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, let me know how you guys are, or who you guys are bringing for the, I guess, CM, and yeah, I guess who you guys are bringing for the CM. And if there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description. So with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.